Hey everybody, happy Talkie Tuesday. My name is Dori Patrick. I'm a mixed media artist and maker living and working in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my studio. Welcome to this video. I am in full crazy pants mode because I am getting ready to leave for I'm kind of calling it the first show of the season, even though I've had like a couple of events already earlier in the spring. This is my first on the road, set up a tent, sell all weekend at an art festival coming up this weekend. I'm going to be in Columbia, Missouri, for Art in the Park. And I hope if you're in that area, you will come and seek me out. I would love to say hi. I'd love to meet you in person. So as I was saying, everything is like crazy pants. It always is the week of a show. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm putting finishing touches on. I just got here to the studio. My hair was wet. It's still kind of drying, but I'm getting ready to pull it back and really get to work. But I wanted to pop in and say hi. I was thinking this video this week will be just showing you little snippets of my day, prepping for an upcoming show. I'm going to be finishing up some pieces, um, I'm doing picture hanging wire, putting prices on things. I'm hoping I can paint for the next like 2 or 3 days, get everything dried and sealed, and then ready to be packed up into the van because we leave on Friday. But I always wish I could get more done than I do. I always wish I had more done. That is just the bane of my existence. I always want to get more done, but I'm really happy with the stuff that I have been making. I'm making some really colorful abstracts. As you saw last week, my little sketchy girls. I'm doing a few more little sketchy type um, pieces, for lack of a better word. That's the only way I could describe them. They're works on paper that I'm mounting on wood panels, and I'm really loving the sketchy looseness of them. So there's just a lot of little things to be done, and I'm going to take you along on a day here in the studio, I think. I hope it's good. I hope it's not lame. How are you guys? It's June now. Can you believe it? Crazy. One thing I am really happy about and I'm still buzzing from is Saturday. I had an online Zoom session with my patrons from Patreon. And we journaled together, and I talked way too much, probably talking about my journaling process and kind of sharing little bits and answering questions. It was a fun little group. And my goal is to really kind of build that community. I can see that all of these people in this Patreon group are each other's people. Like, we all geek out about the same things: journals, art journaling, mixed media art. And bringing them together is really exciting for me. I really, really love that part of having a Patreon. So, yeah, so we met up on Saturday morning, which was kind of early for some people on the West Coast, but it's the time slot that worked in my schedule this time. I'm going to vary the times a little bit. But if you are curious, I'll put a link to my Patreon here in the show notes, and you can go to that link and learn a little bit more about what it means to join my Patreon. It's exclusive content, not found anywhere else. So it's really fun. But these people are so fun and so creative, and I'm really, really excited. So I'm hoping that we'll just take this momentum from this first. It was an art journal jam. It's what we were doing. We were jamming in our journals, and it was super, super fun. So I am buzzing from that. I mean, I came out of there and my husband was like, wow, you really are energized. And I still am. I just have been energized all weekend thinking about these wonderful ladies that are in this group. It was really cool. So I have lots of ideas brewing and bubbling about my Patreon, but I must bring it back home and get focused on work for this show. So I'm going to pop in and out here throughout the day and show you little bits of things I'm working on. And then we'll do a little summary at the end. And I will check in later. Okay. See ya.
Hello friends, this is VoiceOver Dori, and we are over at the work table. I am trying to start this day with an easy win. I do that often when I come to the studio and I feel like I just need to get my hands moving. So I grab these sunshine circle panels that I did. I did a scribbly drawing of a sunshine. They're toothy and they make me so happy. They have these really weird, dorky smiles with their little toothies showing, and it makes me laugh. They're mostly done, and because I sell my work, I want to give them a nice finish on the back. So I take a little bit of black and white acrylic and mix it and just paint the backs so that they are nice and finished. And there are 3 of these. So this is, like I said, usually how I'll start off a session in the studio. I will pick up something from the day before and do some finishing work on it so that it can dry and get ready to be sealed and finished off. It's sort of my way of easing into moving my hands again. It's really helpful. I don't know why, but I just can't always dive right into creative work. So I like getting a little bit of the menial tasks out of the way, if you will. And of course, I always wish I could work this fast. I can't remember how much I sped this up, but yeah, I wish I could work that fast. And sorry about the lighting kind of shifts back and forth. I think we were having some sun and some clouds, and there just was no time for me to edit all of the lighting, so sorry about that. And I'm using a flat brush, that has that nice sharp edge at the top. That really helps me to do edging work and keep it neat. Keep it from getting on the outside. So this little set of 3 is going to come with me to Columbia this weekend, I think. I've been doing a lot of little characters with teeth, and this will be the first time that I bring them to a show, so we'll see. So next up, I am turning my attention to these little scribbled crocodiles that I do, and that is some matte gel. I buy it in those big jars from Nova Color, and I love that stuff. The matte gel from Nova Color is my favorite gel right now to use for my collage, for my gluing down stuff. And the jar is very deep, and sometimes I find that kind of annoying and a little hard to work with. So I have this shallow container with a lid. I think I had takeout wonton soup in it or something. and I saved it. And I'll put little batches of my matte gel in that more shallow container. It just is a little easier than always, stretching your brush all the way into a big, giant, deep jar. So if you've been hanging around with me for a while, I love a crocodile. I think they're crocodiles or alligators or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but I love doing a little crocodile with the words, "I wonder if you're crunchy." And so I've done this little series of drawings that I have adhered to the wood panels, and I was collaging their little speech bubbles that have a heart on them. And the next step is to give them a fun color around the edge. At first, I kind of thought that they were kind of cool on their own, but I am sort of a more is more girl, so I went ahead and decided on a band of color around the edges of the wood panels. So this little guy, he's getting a red edge to kind of play off of his little red bow tie. And the lighting is still kind of going back and forth, so sorry about that. And I think it's kind of funny going back and watching this. I still haven't pulled my hair back. And usually I cannot stand to have my hair down when I'm working like this. So it's kind of funny. I don't know why I didn't pull my hair back. I guess I was just in the moment. Then this one's getting kind of a yellow ochre edge to the wood panel. And I don't know if you noticed there a few seconds ago, but all extra paint that's left over, none of it gets wasted. I am forever, pouring out too much paint. You would think after all these years you would know exactly how much paint you need for something, but you just don't. And there's always a little left over, at least a little bit, sometimes more. But I like to make sure that that paint does not go to waste. And so what you'll probably see me do here in a sec is, there we are, I'm scraping it off of my palette, which is on the table there, and putting it on scrap paper. I'll let that dry, and then I'll add that paper, that painted paper, to my collage paper collection so that I can reach for it and collage with it later. So it really helps me to feel better about pouring out too much paint. I can't stand to waste it.
Hello. That morning went really fast. I actually didn't get in here until going on 11 a.m. because I was doing some stuff at home. But the mornings here in the studio go so fast. I mean, the time always goes fast here because I always have stuff to do. But I am back at my desk. Behind me, my curtain fell down. Boo. It's on a tension rod, and I just need hubby to come in here, climb up there, and he has this awesome hand strength that I do not have. So he says if I can get the ladder, get a hold of the tall ladder again, he's going to help me hang him back up. But there are supposed to be curtains behind me, not this bright, crazy window and fabric. Fortunately, nothing got broken when the rod came down, so that's a plus. But I'm at my desk, and I am going to have some lunch. There's my lunch. I have been in a fairly good habit lately, really since I started coming here on a regular basis of packing a healthy lunch, and eating while I'm here so that I can just eat and keep the momentum up during the day. And you know what's funny? So I'm on a bit of a health journey, you guys, and we can talk about that another day. But I'm really trying to take better care of myself, and there are different aspects of that, of course, and part of that is eating better and eating less. And I eat less when I'm here, as opposed to having my studio at home. I was really snacking a lot when I was home, when I had the kitchen right there, and there were num nums nearby. Um, I don't eat as much, and I really am kind of eating when I'm hungry, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm having a little salad. I do have a little tuna salad and a slice of bread that I'm gonna have, and probably keep hydrating. Um, I usually eat at my desk and I pop on my laptop. It's a good, I find, I don't want to get too caught up in my admin stuff when I am here. I try to just check in, check my emails, respond to fairly important messages, and just keep up on it so that, I can keep my customers happy. But so I'm going to do a quick little check-in while I eat, watch a couple videos. I sometimes will just get caught up on some of my friends' social media and stuff. And then I'm going to get back to the fun part. Usually what happens is the afternoon right after lunch and on into the late, I don't know, like to me, 3 and 4 o'clock feels like late afternoon to me, because I'm an early riser. So actually 4 and 5 start feeling like evening to me. But anyway, I that chunk of the day seems to be when I really have the momentum for the creative part. I usually will crank on some music and get to painting. I still have a few details to finish on a couple pieces, so that's a different exercise for my brain. It's not the wild slap it on, have all kinds of fun. It really is a lot more of a thoughtful process. So I'm thinking I might tackle those little details first and then maybe spend a good hour or two, hopefully, um, really slapping some paint and getting a couple more pieces, um, at least with the beginnings of some dynamic marks. Um, I always think I'm gonna get more done for a show. It and I don't. I just gotta keep moving, and what gets done, and it'll all be good. And I'm rambling. I'm gonna eat some lunch and I'm gonna talk to you later. Bye.
All right, we're back at the work table again. So I got my little edges painted of my crocodile alligator guys, and I decide they need a little dot. So I am doing that right now with there you go, you see the dots there. I just use my finger. I have other tools that sometimes I'll do dots with, but I'm feeling like I just really want these to be wonky. And so I'm just dipping my finger in the paint and giving them little polka dots. And it's out of frame, but I am scraping extra paint. There we go. Scraping extra paint onto a scrap piece of newsprint so that I can use that paper for collage again. So, yeah, so I'm getting these moved along. They still, the painting itself is not done. I usually will give them like a little kind of spiky thing going down their back. And then, of course, I've got to put the words on, but we won't be able to get to that in this video. But getting the edges done, they are really looking jazzy. I'm happy with these. Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot is I wanted to give them cheeks because that's kind of my thing. I love a cheek, and I haven't done that yet, so I'll have to go back and do that. And there's my funky lighting again. Man, it looks like I'm at a rave, doesn't it? So what I'm doing here is putting a layer of clear gesso over all the crocodiles because I want to go back in with pencil and marking tools and just give them final little jazzy touches. And the clear gesso gives me the tooth that I need to do that. So that's what I'm doing there, and that will need to sit for a good day. So now I'm back to the sunshines again, and I am deciding they need dots in their background. And this time I'm using a dauber, which is like a little round sponge on a handle, and mixing up some contrasting blues and turquoises, and just giving them some dots in the background. It kind of gives them the busy feel that I love. These sunshines are really, really making me happy. I hope that they make everyone else happy too. These are a couple of works on paper I did last week, and I am kind of excited about them. It's my abstract work. It's kind of how I work on paper these days with lots of messy paint and collage elements. And I saw this quote somewhere. I can't remember where it came up, but I really love it. And I had this old newsprint in different scraps, and I decided to just put the newsprint down and write the quotes. And I love the message. They're just really fun. They're kind of curing. They've been sprayed, and eventually I've flattened them a little bit, but you can see they're still kind of curling. I'm going to put some heavy books on them and flatten them out so I can package them. But I wanted to show you also what I found this weekend. I think I got this at Goodwill. This is let me see if I can prop it up. It's I think this might be chalkboard in here. I don't know. It's a skinny panel in this wood beaded frame. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's like an old Hobby Lobby piece, but let me back up. It's probably like a foot wide and 2 or 3 feet tall. 3 feet tall, probably. But I am thinking this is a wonderful substrate for a painting, and then paint this frame to play along with it. So I'm just going to add that to my storage right now with my other canvases. But isn't that fun? I wish I could have found like a dozen of them. It's just such a great, unique piece. I don't know what I'm going to paint on it yet. I haven't got that far, and I'm not going to get to that for the show. But I am happy to have it. So when the time comes and the inspiration strikes, I will put something fun on that. Hey, pals. So it is mid-afternoon, and I am itching to kind of get up out of this seat and do some paint slinging. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And
apologize in advance. I'm not going to video that part of my process. It's not necessarily because I'm terribly secretive about my painting process. It's just that I need to work. I need to just listen to my music and feel the music and just like get some paint down. So, what I'm going to tackle are, I can show you a couple things that I have in progress here. I got these two wood panels that have some history on them already that I'm going to tackle today, I think, with a few more layers. These are wood panels. They measure about 18 by 24. They're really leaning towards being abstracts. So I think that's kind of where I'm going to go with them. And I don't have an orientation figured out yet. I'm just going to put some more layers of paint on those. I also have a couple of large canvases around bend that you can't see that have no marks on them. So I'm going to at least put some beginning marks on those, I think. And I think that's it for now. Yeah. And I might show you my progress. I might not. I'm not quite sure where this is going to go yet, but yeah, it's kind of fun having this ability to just kind of float around to my different projects. I'm really enjoying that freedom that I have in this space. But I've got my, oops, did you see them? My clogs. I have these clogs by Dansko that I wear when I'm standing for a period of time that just help me feel a little more comfortable. So got my paint and clogs on and I'm gonna get to work. So I will see you again soon. I have been painting for most of the past hour. Um, I had a little bit of a setback. I had my dirty water cup with paintbrushes in it and I knocked it over. And so I had gray, murky water running all over the place. So I had to stop everything and kind of clean that up. And I got a fresh water bucket. Because I'm working larger, I just need bigger quantities of the stuff I'm using. So I went and got, let's see if I can turn this around. Whoops, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. There's my this is kind of newish. I've used this for about a year or so. I love that because I use a lot of contrasting, so black and white, and so I can do like my dark brushes in here, lighter paint brushes in there, and then you just have lots of water to rinse your brushes, and it's nice and big and less tippy than typical water cup that I was using before, which I totally tipped over. But anyway, so I got a little bit distracted. I didn't get a whole as much as I wanted done in that hour, but I moved this one I moved along a little bit, not a whole lot. Added a few little touches here in the bottom. This one I feel like it's getting kind of wrapped up. I'm gonna let that sit and kind of figure out how to bring it all home. I might add a few more shades of green to it. This one I'm really liking. It's definitely not done, but I'm loving the blues. And I don't know if the camera picks it up, but there are little touches of sort of purples and lavenders, and there's all kinds of yummy visual noise in there for me to respond to. But I didn't really touch this. I added some more blue here to some of the parts. But what I have been working on is, and sorry, I'm going to whiz you around again. Woo-hoo! I popped the cherry on my painting wall over here. So as you recall, this is that big long wall with the magnet whiteboard, and I have put down some that was the other thing that took up a little bit of my time. I'm like, oh, I really want to cover this with plastic so that I don't ruin my cute little rug. So I've got plastic there, and then I've started these two biggies. I'm starting with black, white, and cream for the base. Just scribbling a whole lot of paint on. And then, so this one is 4 foot by 5 foot. This one, I think, is 3 by 4, something like that. So I got a little further on this one. I'm starting this one off with a layer of cool colors. I'm not done yet. I'm going to put some greens and things in there. And this one, I will start off with warm colors. And then I just kind of see where they go from there. Sometimes they end up as a completely, warm or cool painting. Sometimes they switch up just entirely. Um, but I had a lot of fun. I cranked the music and just laid down a whole bunch of messy paint, and it's giving me a really great jumping off point. It's so different working in this size. I kind of have forgotten what it's like to work in this size. So yeah, there are little tweaks I need to make this using this system a little bit better, but I have a lot of fun. So I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to push a little more, probably another half hour or so, or 45 minutes. And then, because I have to go pick up my doggies from their daycare date. I mean, can you stand it? They're so spoiled. So I'm going to do a little more pushing, and then it'll be time to clean up. So I'll check in with you one more time here before we take off. That's where we are. It's not looking like much, but it will eventually become something. I don't know what. We'll see. All right, time to get back to work. Hey friends, I'm back for just one more check-in before we say goodbye. I painted for about another 30 or 40 minutes before after I talked to you last. And I got a few more layers on. I'm pretty happy with where these are going. They are nowhere near done, but it's always good to get a start. And this is a great stopping point for me because I'm looking at the clock. I've got to go pick up my doggies here pretty soon, and then head home for dinner and stuff. But I wanted to show you kind of where I left off. There's that big one that I said I was going to um, put warm colors down. So I put down some yellow ochre, some yellows, some oranges, pinks. I really was just kind of using up little tubes that I had laying around. So nothing too special. It's it's a layer. I haven't turned it yet. Usually when I do my abstracts, I work a little and I turn them and work a little more. I haven't turned that one yet, but I am kind of liking the lightness at the bottom with the drips, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. And then the other one, the smaller one, has definitely got more layers on it, and it's definitely full. It's full and busy. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but I think since I saw you last, I added a kind of a yellow green. I think it was a Nova color yellow green, and it's great. It lightens it up, but it was feeling a little sweet. So I took some of my olive, I think it's golden. It's like an olive green or green gold, and I scraped some of it over the top, which sort of dirtied up the green, which I really, really like. And I kind of drug it over some of the grays and blues, and it's so cool. It kind of creates this whole new color. So this is very busy as well. There you kind of see. Both are very busy and very unresolved. These are, I'm going to scoot back a little. Um, they're unresolved. They are definitely not done. The ones on the tabletop, I really didn't add a whole lot to either because they're feeling like they're a lot closer. So, it's really fun for me to really touch multiple pieces in a session because it helps me to stay loose and stay if I'm just working on one piece all afternoon, I really can get you get your nose up here and you just are lost in that piece, and that is never good. You want to be able to step away from it. And so that's what I'll do. I'm going to step away for the night. I'll come back to these tomorrow, which unfortunately I won't have you with me, but this is how a day goes. It's like you touch a little bit of everything in the studio, and then eventually you have a body of work that you can take on the road with you to a show. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really curious to go back and look through the footage and kind of get it together for you. I hope it's not too crazy. But I sure appreciate you being here every week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a painting emoji. That would be awesome. I don't know what emojis are out there. I'm sure there's a paintbrush and a palette. I'm curious what else is out there. Yeah, leave me an emoji. And I am so thankful that you are here with me and that you check in on my Talkie Tuesdays. It really means a lot to me, so I appreciate it. Again, if you're in Columbia, Missouri this coming weekend, please come and see me. I'd love to meet you. And I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.